Labs Radio.
Okay, so good afternoon. Once again, we're talking about emerging business talents. In particular, today we're focusing on a very interesting company for multimedia solutions called Croconut Studios. Here with us, we have the founder, Ben Ramft. Ben is also the director and has a professional background in design and visual arts. So, nice to have you here. First of all, I'm going to ask you some questions. Tell us about the business you have. How did you get to the idea of creating this multimedia company?
So I think it all started when I got my first camera when I was 14 years old. And I started to get into photography and all the technology behind it. And when I was about 17 years old, I actually started to learn about the professional use of this technology. And then through some coincidences, I got into the professional work as well. So I started to make a little trailer for a DJ in a club and got 30 euros for that, and that's how it all started. So yeah, right after I got the first money, I started to work more and more, but all was pretty much black money, so I didn't pay any taxes and I wasn't registered and so on. And then I finished my high school degree and went on a gap year to New Zealand, Fiji and Hawaii. And in that time, I got to the idea that I should do this as a part-time job next to university. And so I decided to found my first original company, which was called Frame Solutions. And the new one, which you mentioned, Croconut Studios, is basically the extended version of it with more products to offer and with a much more professional structure.
Oh, wow, right. Okay, so probably people are going to ask themselves, what about the name? How did you come up with Croconut Studios?
There's not much of a meaning behind it. We were sitting together, having a brainstorming session, had some beers at our place, and we went through hundreds and hundreds of names and checked the domains if we can still get the .com and so on, and it took on for about 2.5 hours until my flatmate Eric actually just said the word Croconut, and it sounded nice, and then I searched for the domains, and then I saw there's no company in the world so far which is called Croconut. And then we found out that it's actually a piece of candy. It's like a donut filled with cream and mixed with some croissant dough. So the whole thing is basically a donut mixed with a croissant, and that's quite funny for a creative multimedia company.
Exactly, the name is quite creative after all. So you said multimedia, so you offer the full package, right?
So how it works is that people can basically come to us with any concerns or problems they have with multimedia. So for example, if you would found a company right now, you could come to us and you will just have the name, or not, maybe you don't even have the name, and then we'll provide you with everything, with the branding strategy, the marketing strategy, as well as the logo, your website. Eventually you want to have an app for all different kinds of devices, or maybe you want a promotional video for TV or just the internet, and maybe you want some professional photography as well. So we're basically providing every service that multimedia is offering so that you're well prepared for the digital age in terms of making business.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, it must give you a significant competitive advantage with other businesses, just the fact that you give the full packages and not only one service at a time. And what are your clients? In essence, what is the target audience you're aiming at?
So our focus group is basically startups and smaller businesses first. But as the business model is pretty flexible and as we're working completely on demand, we can always extend it by just hiring more people, freelancers, and get them into the business as well. We could basically target any company or any private person. And I think we would still focus on startups, as we are at a university here, which has a lot of startup initiatives. And so there is already a small market here, which makes it very easy to get started. And then we'll see how we can expand the whole thing, as it's founded in Munich in Germany, but ran from here from Segovia, or maybe later from Madrid. So it all depends on how international it goes, how many clients we get, and how well the word of mouth promotion works.
Well, uni is for me the best environment where you can nourish this business you have. So, where do you get the inspiration from when a business comes to you and wants to start up?
I basically sit together with the founders, with the people who got the original idea, and then I just maybe we sit together for an hour, maybe for two, and they just tell me everything. They show me the products, they show me whatever they created so far, if they had some ideas about a logo, about a website, and I take all these ideas together, and I go home and I just revise everything and make a concept, which I send to them, and then they can basically say if it's okay or not. But most of the time that works quite well because the people offered you all the information and all the inspiration they had, and then you can just combine everything together with the design and the professional background I have, and then you can create something that looks super professional and which they can actually market.
Wow. Well, good job. And what advice would you give a young entrepreneur in this field?
A young entrepreneur in this field, I mean, usually people start taking pictures, so I think this question applies to all different kinds of creative people. And the best advice is just not to be afraid to fail, because whenever you try something, you get either better at it or you're successful and you earn money with it. And never let anyone tell you that it is not possible to earn money or to make a living from creative arts. That is what people told me, and
It worked.
as I see now, it's not true. So
Exactly. So thank you for taking time and sharing your experience with us, Ben.
thanks for giving me the opportunity.
And that's all for today. Stay tuned for more amazing interviews on our IE podcast.